Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy NeohXO, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Black Clover chapter 263. Before we get too deep into the video, make sure you guys subscribe and like. I got another Black Clover video coming out tomorrow. And with that being said, let's jump right into the chapter. So the chapter begins with Nacht and Asta barging in. That's kind of where the chapter ended off last week when we had the chapter 262. And as I said, the captains were don't really know who this is. And people were trying to tell me that they know who he is because he has a Black Bulls insignia on his grimoire holder. But I was like, nah, fam. Because what I was trying to tell y'all, which a lot of y'all understood where I was coming from, but I just want to clarify for the people who didn't understand what I was saying. Basically, Nacht infiltrated their meeting so quickly that the Magic Knights captains did not have a chance to stop him from intruding. And someone basically said like, nah, they know who he is. And I'm like, no, they don't know who this is. And they didn't know who he is. He's just that good. Like, he snuck into this meeting. He infiltrated this meeting. And this is further reiterated. I just want to show y'all his feats. Basically, Nacht is already having feats. So one of his feats is he infiltrated the Magic Knights captain's meeting. Straight up, he infiltrated that. Like, most mages cannot just barge in there like it's nothing, because they will be stopped immediately. So that's one of his feats. Then another one of his feats that they say in this chapter is Nacht infiltrated the Spade Kingdom in some of the most dangerous territory, and the captains was like, dang, he really did that. So after the captains try to attack him because they notice him, but he's already in there, he notices them, he immediately puts out devils all over the captains and stops them immediately, just like in the blink of an eye. Pretty much, he uses his devil magic, his devil possession, and he goes into his devil form and immediately stops the captains from pretty much murking him. Because if the captains would have all hit him at one time, it don't matter how strong you are, if the captains would have all hit him at one time, Nacht would have been out of there. So he immediately had to stop that attack. And everyone is surprised, even Asta. Asta know he was devil possessed, but the rest of the captains did not know he was devil possessed. And Asta's kind of surprised still because he summoned 4 devils. So we're gonna have to do a lot more, like, we're gonna have to get a lot more understanding of what's really going on with Nacht, because there's no way he's possessed by 4 devils. So we really need to see some of his magic. Maybe this is kind of an illusion or something. I really don't know. They kind of look like shadowy figures, and Tabata purposely left that vague for right now. But so it looks like they have 4 forms of the devil. So that's pretty crazy. We already seen last chapter he had a one on his shoulder. You guys remember that? And he kind of introduced it. I don't know if it's the same devil or if it's multiple devils, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be explained in a future chapter, so I'm not going to dwell on that part too long. And after he's infiltrated, he pretty much starts talking to Julius, because I said in one of my other videos this too, like, if y'all follow my videos, I get y'all right. Like, I get y'all right on Black Clover, because I really be looking in between the lines. Basically, what I said in one of my other videos was probably Julius is probably going to be the only one who knows who this is, simply due to the fact that the character Nacht only was at the Black Bulls hideout once. He only went to the Black Bulls hideout once. And since he's the vice captain, it makes sense for Julius to know who he is. But considering no one has ever met this guy besides Yami, Julius, possibly a few others, the captains were not going to know who this is. But basically, he talks to Julius, and he's like, Julius clarifies and confirms that he is indeed the vice captain of the Black Bulls. But even Julius did not know all the information about Nacht, because even Julius, who is one of the most knowledgeable characters in the entire series, especially due to the fact that he's the Wizard King, he just has so much knowledge. Because if you're the Wizard King, you just get a bunch of information from other Magic Knights, not to mention his magic type. He's able to see into the future. He didn't even know this, that he knew that Nacht was the vice captain, but what he did not know was that Nacht was devil possessed. So moving on, everyone pretty much accepts that he's the vice captain, and he has Jack has like a little moment. I really don't know, because the body didn't go into details. But I like to point out the small details because I know they're going to be addressed in future manga chapters. So basically, I'm going to point this out, but it didn't really get too deep. Jack pretty much had a moment where he noticed something about Nacht. He pretty much had like a flashback, and he's like, oh, I kind of recognize you. And you know, he kind of recognizes him, but he's not like completely sure, it seems like. So pretty much they have like a little kind of eye to eye, Nacht and Jack, and you know, Nacht has a close-up panel, and it's like, dang, Nacht look cool. I think so far that I really like all of the devil possession forms. Vonica has a really cool devil possessed form, Xenon does, and Asta does, and Nacht has a cool one too. Like, I really like the marks on their face. In general, I really like the way that Tabata draws his characters. For example, whenever Licht was reincarnated, he had the elf marks on his face. Really cool. I really like those too. And it seems like now the devil possessed users have devil marks to, you know, kind of show that they're devil possessed. It's pretty much like an immediate it's like an immediate identification mark. That's what I pretty much see it as. And they pretty much knew immediately that he was devil possessed. Like, they could clearly see the devils. And it's getting really deep now, because we know that Damnatio, they want to prove the existence of devils, and like now devils are popping up all over the place, because we know that Zagger was the first devil to pop up, and they really didn't even know about the existence of devils. Most of the mages did not know about the existence of devils, but ever since Zagger popped up, it's like devils are popping up like out of everywhere, man. They got Nacht, Asta, Vonica, and that's just to name a few, because we know that they gonna keep popping up, because in this chapter we even get verification that they're gonna be more. They're gonna be more, and they're gonna be very strong. They're gonna be stronger than the Dark Triad that was already, you know, established. And the thing I want to get out of the way is the devil and the devil user is not the same. So I should have honestly clarified a little bit more. Magicula and Vonica are not the same. Asta and his anti-magic devil are not the same. Lucifero and Dante are not the same. Like, they're two different entities, but they're pretty much sharing a body somewhat. Kind of like whenever Vonica was fighting against Noel, you could see Magicula kind of take half of her body in a way. And it seems like so far the devils, or some of them at least, need a vessel to fully come into the world, but I'm pretty sure some of them don't. But you know, it's neither here or there. I don't know. I don't think that's too deep for me to get in. But if you guys have questions about that, just hit me up in the comments, and I'll try to like look deeper into it. But I don't want to get too deep into that, because we still got more of the chapter to cover. All right, so then we pretty much get information about the whole process of opening the underworld. So apparently there's going to be 7 floors, and basically Yami and William are going to be the keys, and they're going to be surrounded by kind of like these marks. I don't know if this is specifically runes, but I'm going to point that out because they look similar to runes, and they might actually be runes. And they're in the middle of this circle. We could just call it like a ritual circle. I'm just going to call it that, the circle of ritual, because this is a ritual that's going down. They're definitely putting these 2 people there, and it needed to be these 2 people exactly for the fact that William has arcane stage world tree magic, and Yami has arcane stage dark magic, and these are the 2 things needed to complete the ritual. And basically what happens is they're put in the circle, and they need to go down, and they need to descend. All right, and the floors are going to open slowly. They're not just going to all open at once. Like, some people were saying that the gates was just going to be open like straight up, like it was going to be a literal gate that was just going to be opened up, but no, that's not how it works. And we get clarification. So pretty much there are 10 devils coordinating the Clipot, and they're pretty much set up like barriers to the bottom, and they're pretty much, it's like levels. All right, so at the top level, you can think of it as like the roots of a tree, pretty much. So you can see kind of like at the top level they have the least strong devils, and at all the way to the bottom they have the strongest devil being Lucifero. Now the further and farther you go down, they're gonna get stronger and stronger. There's 10 of them. All right, and there's pretty much for the most part, it seems to be 2 on the top floor, and then after the top floor it seems to be 1 on every floor going down. That's what it seems like to me, and I'm pretty sure that's correct. So pretty much the upper level devils are gonna be like the Dark Triad level. Now they really don't have much clarification, but I'm gonna clarify this from my own interpretation. Basically, to me, that means like that means like the top are going to be as strong as the Dark Triad. But you got to realize when he says the Dark Triad, he's talking about Vonica, Dante, and Xenon. He's not talking about Lucifero, Magicula, and Xenon's Devil. All right, because they're different. You gotta make the distinction. They're different. So basically, they're gonna be Dark Triad level, but the Dark Triad is still not devils. All right, so the devils are gonna be the same level as the Dark Triad, but they're devils. All right. So when you go further down, they're gonna be pure devils. Lucifero, that's his purest form. Even though he does have like like access to the overworld through Dante, it's not his true form, and we could see his true form. We've actually seen Lucifero's true form before, and it looks pretty like, dang. I actually want them to fight Lucifero. This seems like the boss. Like Lucifero, like, man, I don't know how they're gonna defeat Lucifero, because if the upper level devils are Dark Triad level, imagine how powerful Lucifero is in his true form. Like, that is ridiculously strong. And basically, Yami and William are gonna stay alive, but if it goes all the way down, then they're going to die. They need to stay alive in order to keep unlocking the gates or the floors. As long as they're alive, the floors are gonna keep opening, and if they die, the floors are not gonna be able to open anymore. But if they reach the bottom, they're going to die, because I'm assuming their body will not be able to handle going through all those floors and unlocking all of those floors. Basically, they're being used as like a key. They're being like absorbed. Their magic is being absorbed, and pretty much as long as the gates don't fully open, William and Yami should be okay. All right, so if the doors don't fully open, William and Yami are going to be okay, because a lot of people are saying that Yami and William are going to just straight up die, which is still a possibility. They might die in this arc, but they might not die in that sense. And actually, if I'm going to make a prediction, I'm going to have a predictions video too, but if I want to make a quick prediction, I'm going to say that Yami and William, they're going to be like, I feel like Lucifero is gonna awaken, because they're putting a lot of emphasis on him. I just think he's gonna awaken fully. I just think he's gonna fully awaken. So pretty much we get more character development from Nacht. I think Nacht is gonna be definitely a fan favorite. We see Nacht pretty much saying that he gets a very menacing face. Nacht has like kind of a dark personality. I really like Nacht as a character. Now, going into my personal preferences, I really say Nacht is really probably going to be one of my favorites when it's all said and done, because he's a good guy, but like, he definitely, you can see he has a crazy side to him. He seems a little bipolar, because a lot of people were stating he was saying some really messed up stuff, but he was saying it with a smile. So that's kind of like a little sadistic, or, you know, he's devil possessed. So in a way, I think everyone who's devil possessed is a little crazy. Even Asta is a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I know you guys recall whenever Asta went into his berserk form, when you're messing around with these devils, man, you're gonna have some type of consequence. And even now, this may be a stretch, so don't take this too serious, but even Nero, she has like the two horns, and she doesn't even really, you know, express a lot of emotion compared to the rest of the characters. She don't really seem like she's fully I don't know, it seems like she's just influenced by the Weg magic. It seems like the Weg magic kind of had an influence on her, but I don't know, maybe I'm just looking too deep into it. So basically, Nacht comes to the conclusion, he's like, even though he's pretty impressive, he can't defeat the Dark Triad with his own power. Like, I wouldn't expect him to. The Dark Triad are pretty powerful mages, and like, I don't expect him to be able to defeat them, because if he could, he would have did that, because he does not like them, because he does not like people who just are straight up evil. And he's like, they're evil, and it doesn't even matter. They kind of say like, why are they doing this? And he said, it doesn't even matter. I won't forgive them because they're evil. And I gotta shout out Nox for that, because that's just straight up like, you're doing evil. It don't matter why you're doing evil. It really don't. Just stop the evil, then boom, it's done like that. So basically, I think he kind of confirmed the existence of gods in this world, because he says even if gods or devils forgives them, then he still won't forgive them. So I think he just confirmed the existence of gods, even though we know that gods had to exist in this world, because Sister Lily is a sister of the church. But moving on, basically Nox pretty much says that he's gonna make Asta the strongest that he possibly can, and he's saying that because Asta has anti-magic, and anti-magic has limitless possibilities, because this is a world run by magic, and this is anti-magic that can pretty much cancel every magic. And this is where another one of my predictions came true. Like I'm telling you, I'll be having y'all spot on. So another one of my predictions was they're gonna make another squad like they did with the Royal Knights. So they're gonna do that, and Asta is gonna be like the main lead of this. And I think that's very good, because he's the main character. We need to see him get more lead action and more experience, man. He just gotta be thrown in there. Like, and a lot of people keep saying like Asta's overpowered. He's not overpowered because he has anti-magic. That's not how it works. He needs to master it. If he masters it, yeah, I'll give it to you. He's overpowered. Yeah. Julius is overpowered too, but the thing about Julius is, well, Julius used to be overpowered. The thing about Julius was he had mastered his abilities. Even though Asta has anti-magic, he did not master anti-magic. Once he does, he's going to be unstoppable. I'm standing on that. But right now, he didn't even master it, so no, he's not the most overpowered character in the series. We see Dante was easily able to pummel him with his bare hands. And basically, they're going to make a task force or a attack force, whatever you want to call it, and Asta is going to be like the main focus of the force, because they need to support Asta, because he's pretty much going to be able to stop it due to his anti-magic. And then they're going to have like a counterattack against the Spade Kingdom. So we see the Spade Kingdom attack the Clover Kingdom, and we're going to see the Clover Kingdom go out of their way to attack the Spade Kingdom. It's a counterattack, and I think that's really, really cool. I think that's really, really cool. I'm really liking the chapter so far. This chapter was a lot of information. Hopefully I relayed everything to you guys and broke it down good enough for you guys. And yeah, if you like the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna have another Black Clover video out for you guys tomorrow. And with that being said, hope you guys have a beautiful day. It's been your boy NeohXO, and I'm out.